You'd expect school board meetings to be a safe and civilized place. However, some Karens strongly disagree. They disagree so much that one of today's Karens is in the process of being sent to prison as we speak. If you enjoy being informed of the aftermath of these Karens' actions and the repercussions they face, then be sure to subscribe. Getting into things now, Amelia King is today's first Karen. The 42-year-old Luray woman showed up to speak at her child's school board meeting just a month ago. A bit of backstory: the school Amelia's child attends is discussing whether or not to mandate masks for students. Enraged by this, Amelia takes to the board and says this:
"No mask mandates. My children will not come to school on Monday with a mask on. All right? That's not happening. And I will bring every single gun loaded and ready to, I will call every..."
That's 3 minutes.
Whoa. Okay, so the board cut her off after she used up her allotted time to speak. According to a board member, King later emailed the board an apology saying she was speaking metaphorically and had no intention of causing harm. But the Luray Police Department and Page County Commonwealth's attorney, they are investigating. The police department has contacted state and federal law enforcement agencies as well, and both the Luray Police Department and Page County Sheriff's Office are boosting patrols at school.
Following this incident, Amelia was charged with making an oral threat while on school property, a Class 1 misdemeanor, punishable by up to 1 year in prison. The magistrate released King on a $5,000 unsecured bond, according to police, and her arraignment date has been set. We'll be posting a follow-up on this video as we learn more. Moving on now, the Johnson County Board of County Commissioners passed a mandate for kindergarten through to grade 6 students last week, but almost everyone who spoke was against it and or borderline insane, most notably Mallory Martinet. During her speech, the middle-aged woman claimed that children are being experimented on, to then ended off with saying Trump won.
"I'm from Overland Park and I'm here for the children. We will not comply. We'll answer to God. People are waking up. Nothing can stop what is coming. You vote yes, you will all be tried for crimes against humanity. Children don't disappear. 800,000 children in the United States disappear. Where do they go? Human is the real. The mainstream media doesn't cover it. The politicians, Hollywood are all involved. Please vote no today. I'm begging you. I want you to think real hard about these children. Trump won."
You're gonna need to prepare yourself for this next clip. This white Michigan Karen is nothing short of racist. When her son was kicked out of his school for using a racial slur, this Karen decided to take to the school board meeting and explain why she thinks her son's actions were justified. And boy, does she dig herself in deep.
In my 7 years on the board, I've never heard anyone speak in the audience like tonight.
The clip opens with this white mom basically telling us she gets the black experience as she purportedly recites something a black woman told her.
She's the president of RESA. Anyhow, I met with her years ago when I was chairing the diversity committee at Monteith. So her discussion was that as a young black man, a boy, when you walk out of the house, you have to know, first things foremost, you're a young black boy.
That's when things go left. Or right, shall I say.
Well, you know what? I have 2 young white boys, one of which got in trouble for saying the N-word on Snapchat, which his dark chocolate auntie got him into straight out of Compton, okay? So my boy got straight out of Compton, he's into it, all the old school hip hop, can do blues riffs like crazy.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
And it says in parody on Snapchat, which essentially got him kicked out of South for 4 to 10 days.
I mean, there was just so much offensiveness in that 30 seconds. Chocolate auntie, blues riffs, what? Straight out of Compton? This is wild and it only gets worse.
I mean, he went hunting, came back, completely followed by the black boys. I have the Snapchats. My address was put out there. We were threatened, and why? Because he said n.
Did she? Yeah.
I'm sorry. This happens to be in every song. The FCC, the John Connors, the who's who are in charge of this shit.
The FCC, John Connor, is she talking about Terminator? I really do not know where this woman is going, but I know she needs to keep the N-word out of her mouth. Just because you hear something in a song does not give you license to repeat it without consequence. Her feeling entitled to use the term is simply another example of white privilege run amok, and I am glad someone at the school board said something. The superintendent also opted to chime in making a very educated point, I might add.
And I've heard literally thousands of people speak. And there's ways to say information that isn't massively offensive. And the argument that they can hear it somewhere else, therefore they can do it here, is one of the most enabling, offensive arguments and has led to countless atrocities in our history. So that is really an incredibly weak argument, and it's offensive.